Matt Savage finds expression on the 88 keys of the piano. This is what a hurricane sounds like to Matt. What does New York City sound like? Matt can improvise.
It kind of transfers from the brain to the fingers. It goes through your body. That's how it feels.
And the 14-year-old composes his own jazz melodies about the places he's been, like Curacao. And the people in his life, like his grandmother. He wrote this song for her, called Serenity. The song earned the homeschooled 14-year-old an ASCAP Young Jazz Composer Award. It's the second year in a row he's received the honor. Matt has also recorded 6 CDs on a label his parents started, Savage Records. He has played with the likes of Chaka Khan and rubbed shoulders with jazz artists like Dave Brubeck, McCoy Tyner, Kenny G, and Wynton Marsalis. Heady stuff for any teenager, but Matt is a little different. He's autistic. As a child, he didn't like to be touched, and he couldn't bear the sound of music.
He couldn't handle like the television or the radio or loud noises or people singing. When it was his birthday, he didn't want happy birthday to be sung. I always believed that even when he was hard to reach, there was a shining star in there, and we just had to find a way to get to it.
Diane and Matt's father, Larry, were able to get to his shining star with audio therapy and a toy piano.
Our house had been completely quiet. I mean, no TV, no music, no sound. I mean, it was just always quiet. And then my husband and I just heard London Bridge being played perfectly down in the playroom.
Matt was 6½. His first CD came out a year later. Dr. Daryl Trefford has studied savants for more than 40 years. He was an advisor on the movie Rain Man.
How much is 4,343 times 1,234?
5359262.
He's a genius, right? He's a genius.
Trefford says Matt Savage is what is known as a prodigious savant, one of only about 100 in the world.
Savant syndrome is a condition in which somebody who has a developmental disability, including autism, for example, has some spectacular island of genius.
Other skills exhibited by prodigious savants, near picture-perfect memory, like Stephen Wiltshire, who can see a skyline once and draw it in exquisite detail, as he did in Tokyo in 2005.
Like July 5th and 20th.
Calendar skills, like artist George Widener.
Well, all the days in 1803 are the same days of the week in 3081. All the days of the week in 2108 are the same in 8012, which is flipped around. You know, I don't know why it does that, you know, but it does.
And memory, like Orlando Sorrell.
November 30th, 1998 was on a Monday, and November 25th, that Wednesday, I went to the credit union.
Give him any date, and he can tell you what day of the week it is, and usually what he was doing that day. We put him to the test with January 19th, 1994.
January 19th, 1994 was on a Wednesday. We had an ice storm, and the temperature that day was 9 degrees, and we got out, passed out of work. We got paid for 4 hours.
How about September 18th, 2003?
September 18th, 2003 is on a Thursday. That's the day we was out of power due to Hurricane Isabel. And September 19th, Friday, I went to my parents' house, cleaned up the backyard. And September 20th, that Saturday, the power came back on around that Saturday night.
Sorrell's childhood was normal until age 10, when he was struck in the head by a baseball. The injury somehow resulted in phenomenal recall, making Sorrell what Dr. Trefford calls an acquired savant. Sorrell and others who have developed amazing abilities after brain injuries have led Trefford to conclude we must all have genius in us. but these abilities are overridden by the language and the logic that rule our everyday lives. It takes a disability like autism, he says, or an injury like Sorrell's to bring out those abilities.
And we tend to think of ourselves, when we're born, that we have a blank disc and this marvelous piece of equipment called the brain, and what we become is everything that we put on our disc and our memories and so forth. And I'm saying there's much more to us than that. We come with software, and some people come with that software installed and have access to it.
Other researchers disagree. They say savants are simply able to overcompensate for a weakness or damage to the left side of the brain. What do you want to do with your life?
Just want to play jazz. One of the things I like about jazz is that you can be free. I'm going to continue with what I'm doing, just make it bigger.
以上就是今天的节目，希望您会喜欢。
Next Sunday, November the 5th, World